Hello, friends. Welcome to Woodall's Wednesday Webcast week number 91. All right, today I want to talk about food. All right, I wanted to do another video on food because that's what I get asked the most questions about. Okay, and that's what people get the most confused about. So let's just kind of have a refresher course over our food here. Okay, all food is made up of three things: protein, carbs, and fat. Okay. And those are called macros. Okay, I'm also going to be kind of jumping around here with examples. So all food is made up of three things: protein, carb, and fat. Okay, now they're going to have varying levels of each. Okay, some may have no protein, some may have no carbs. So as far as the grams of food go, each gram of protein and carbs equal 4 calories, and each gram of fat equals 9 calories. That's why Andes is higher caloric content than a frozen yogurt, because a frozen yogurt is going to have mainly carbs and some protein in it and low fat. Andes is going to be high fat and high carb. It's got sugar and the fat in there. So regular ice cream. Okay, so those two things are the same type of treat, an ice cream, frozen yogurt, but calorically they're totally different. Okay, so another example would be keto meals. Okay, keto is pretty popular right now. Okay, so I want to use that example to say that the calories have to come from somewhere in the food. Keto means low carb. Okay, as you all probably already know. Okay, so if it's low carb, what's it got in it? Well, it's going to be protein and fat. So a keto meal is going to be higher in fat than I would want my clients to have because it's low carb. So it's low carb. Those calories have to come from somewhere. It's fat and protein. Okay, so the meat in there is protein. So if someone's just eating straight keto and with meats, they're going to have their bacon, eggs, all that stuff. Cheese is low carb. So everything's going to be pretty much low carb, which equals higher fat. Okay, so take a keto casserole, okay, for example, that may have a higher fat content. So it's a low carb meal, okay? But I wouldn't want my clients having that for a low carb meal, okay? So you've got a keto casserole that's high fat and protein, and it's still low carb. Okay, the low carb meal for my clients would be chicken breast and green beans. Okay, there's no fat in the chicken, and there's very low fat in the green beans. So that's a lot healthier meal. Okay, so when I talk about my clients making lower fat choices, that's what I'm talking about. So not only are you looking at the carbs, you're looking at the overall fat content too. I'll give you an example for breakfast. Okay. And I use this example quite a bit. I got two examples. If you have, on this side, you've got an omelet with all the stuff in it, cheese, all that stuff, okay, versus 2 eggs, okay, which is what I would have my clients have. So they're both 2 eggs. It could be a 2-egg omelet, but all that extra stuff in there is going to kick the calories through the roof. That's why I want the meal simple: 2 eggs and a carb. Okay, now you're going to be making better choices with your carbs. Let's say a slice of bread is 15 grams of carbs, okay, and very low fat. Well, a biscuit that would be that amount of carbs is going to have a lot more fat with it. So you're making lower fat choices. So my clients, I just had a phone call with a client. We talked about this specific thing. You're going to have a moderate carb. Your meals overall are going to be a moderate carb diet, lower fat, and higher protein. Okay, so moderate carbs, meaning you're getting, a decent amount of carbs. It's not low carb, it's not high carb, it's in the middle. Higher protein, especially than most people are eating before they come to me, and then lower fat. Okay, but that goes back to what I said about making good choices. And making good choices, meaning lower fat choices, okay, and things that go better with that. Okay, let's say a client has 150 grams of carbs a day. Okay, that would be a moderate carb diet. It's not low carb. You're not getting 20 or 30 carbs a day. You're not in ketosis. You're getting a moderate amount. It's not really high carb like everybody usually eats. It's just in the middle. Okay, 150 grams of carbs. Now that's going to be all day. That's going to be your breads. That's going to be your granola bars. Everything would equal that. Okay, 150 grams of carbs is 3 Mountain Dews. Cans. You got about 50 grams of carbs in the can. Not the bottles, the cans. So I'm giving my clients the amount of carbs in 3 Mountain Dew cans per day. Okay? And then they're losing weight and things are going how I want them to go. Think about that. I'm giving my clients the amount of carbs that's in 3 Mountain Dew cans a day. If you're drinking regular soda and the coffees and everything else, you're never going to lose weight. Okay? You're never going to overcome that. If you're drinking 3 Mountain Dews a day and you're eating just whatever, I mean, your carb count could be astronomical. Okay, so that's why that's another thing that I don't want my clients drinking anything that have calories in it. Okay, for their cheat meals, they can have whatever they want. So, I know I jumped all over the place there, but I had several examples I wanted to mention. People, when they're new to me, people get the most confused about the food, especially people that have never counted carbs or they've never had anything to do with their food and what's in it. They just eat it. So they're learning. I'm teaching you how to do this so you can do this forever. Okay? You're not going to be reliable or reliant on Ryan. You're going to be able to do this forever because I'm not going to be there forever for you. I'm here as long as you need me. You can come back anytime you want, but I'm educating you during this time. All right? Anybody has any questions? Send them to me. Love you guys.